Hello everyone, and welcome to Kholat, a unique walking simulator style horror game set in the Urals and based on the infamous Dyatlov Pass incident. Now, I've wanted to come and check this game out for a little while now. In fact, I was actually following it throughout its development. I was really interested in it then, but when it came out, it had something of a mixed reaction. While some appreciated the really unique setting and being based off of a real mystery, others felt that it was too much walking and that the gameplay element wasn't really there for a horror game. Now, of course, that's also reviews from the lens of 2015 when it was released, so things have changed a lot in the horror scene since then, and I'm wondering, as someone who hasn't heard any of the specifics, how it'll actually hold up today. Of course, that's not the only reason I've decided to check it out now. It is the winter part of spooky season, and yes, I am claiming that territory. And there's snow in this game, which means it's a Christmas game. And I'll fight anyone on that hill.
"56 years ago, Russia, the northern Ural Mountains. A group of 9 students of the Ural Polytechnic Institute embarked upon a difficult winter expedition to reach the Otorten mountain. Their journey seemed to progress according to plan. However, on the 7th day of their trip, the weather conditions worsened. They lost their orientation and were forced to set up a camp on the slope of the mountain called Kholat Siakal. It was their last stop. 3 weeks later in Yekaterinburg, when their families received no word of their success, the first rescue expeditions were sent. On February 25th, 1959, an abandoned encampment was found. The tent was torn down and covered with snow, with all the group's belongings left inside. Further examination revealed it was cut from inside out. The surrounding footprints indicated the crew had fled the tent. They were barefooted. This suggests a frantic escape, characteristic of people scared out of their wits. 2 sets of prints led to a forested area down the slope. The rescue team found an improvised fireplace and 2 bodies. They were lying in but their underwear, with cuts and scratches to their limbs, suggesting they had tried to climb the tree in panic. What could terrify them so much? The next 3 bodies were found scattered a few hundred meters from the first discovery. One of them had suffered a fractured skull, this despite no evidence of a struggle. It took the spring thaw 2 months later to enable the rescue team to find the rest of the victims. The last 4 skiers were found buried in a thick layer of ice and snow. Their autopsies led to even more bizarre findings. All of the bodies had severe internal injuries caused by an undetermined force, similar to that of a serious car accident. No external damage nor bruises were visible, besides a tongue ripped from one victim's mouth and a strange orange skin color. Much speculation arose from these puzzling events. Such theories included attack from the local tribesmen, from an avalanche, or animals. Each theory, however, only served to create more questions. The truth behind this tragic course of events remains unexplained to this day. What really happened? Maybe the answer still waits to be discovered, deep under the snow.
So it's not just inspired by it, but directly a continuation of that idea. And look at this. This is quite good looking. Oh look, we can see smoke rising from the chimneys, snow falling all around us, wind whistling over the rooftops. And I'm pretty sure that was Sean Bean, by the way. Oh, and listen to that soundtrack. It feels like I'm the protagonist stepping off the train while the credits roll at the beginning of the movie. It's just giving me real vibes of like a cure for wellness or something. Well, here we are. Are we arriving at this town to try and investigate the mystery for ourselves? It said 50 years later, so is this 2009? Alright, where are we going? Headed out of town? Going somewhere in particular? Oh wow, it's immediately apparent that we're stepping out of civilization. I can immediately feel my body starting to freeze. The part of my brain that's played so many survival games says we can't stand this. But I guess we're not gonna have to worry about it. Off into the woods we go, presumably following in the footsteps of that team. But this is actually quite open. Which way do we go? It's like the storm intensifies the farther away we get from the buildings. It hasn't even done anything much, but this is already extremely atmospheric. Then again, if we're talking about ominous, this'll probably put a few more points into that category.
Are you coming to me?
We're literally following in footsteps, and just like that, they're gone. It's like we're being led. I wonder if they were led in that particular direction as well? If others have been before or since? I'm sorry, this is just really weird to me. It's tripping me out to think that just moments ago we were standing in a little town. And now here we are. It already feels like we're past the point of no return. Like we've just passed through a portal or something. Oh! Nope, the portal was there.
In the end, the only thing I saw was a flash. An insufferable burning light. The pain ripping apart my body. I felt it tearing out of my soul. After a while, I was nobody. Nothing. The light went out and I vanished into overwhelming darkness. I welcomed the end with delight.
This is the opposite of overwhelming darkness. I can't see a thing except for the ground beneath me. Where did we end up? It looked like we fell down. Did we maybe like slide down a hill or something and end up in an open field? I can see my own footsteps, see where I've come from at least. Oh, but the sprint is limited is what we're finding out. Oh. Every once in a while, I think I can see glimpses of, like, changes in terrain in the middle of this pale white, but... Oh no, we're succumbing to this. Was I supposed to go this way? Wait, no, there is something there. I could see trees. I'm just gonna keep going. It seems like when we stop sprinting, we're like slowed down even worse than a regular walking speed. Oh, and it really takes it out of us. I'm gonna be real annoyed if we're expected to walk long distances this way. But yeah, that tree line that I thought I saw is now nowhere in sight. Wait, there's something there. It's a destroyed tent. And boots left on the ground suggests there may still be an occupant. There's a light on inside. Oh, we can crawl in there ourselves. Okay, I had no idea what we were gonna find. Oh, footprints moving off into the snow. Maybe we can follow them?
I am right behind you.
Was that supposed to be creepy? Because I thought Sean Bean is here, we're saved. Oh, that compass is freaking out. It says the place where you collect a note will be marked on your map.
Have you ever tried to hold on to your humanity when others convince you of being no more than a subject, an object, which they can bend to their will? When they told you that you were a monster that deserved punishment,
What is that light?
and you could really not remember your sins? When they took away your loved ones, leaving you to rot in the dark? The problem is that in their darkness, you have never been alone.
Many questions. What are these glowing feet? Oh, we've got to keep up. We've got to keep up. They're disappearing as we go forward. What is that red glow in the distance? Is that some kind of like satellite tower? Oh no, it's all going forward without us. What are these weird like vertical stacks of rock? They don't look like any formations I've ever seen. But it's all gone, presumably leading us this way through, well, that pass right there. Oh wait, but it seems like there's a few different ways we can take. Maybe this will open up some? Hang on, let's check our map. Okay, yeah, so it does split off. Oh wow, this is actually quite large. Well, I guess we just pick a direction and go then. I had heard it was a walking simulator, but wow, this is a lot. What about in that direction? Maybe that camp just acts as a central hub. But we also saw like a glowing figure off ahead of us. It's just us in the wilderness now. Although a game like this, I'm quite thankful that we don't have like a cold or a hunger bar. Yeah, it really wipes us out to try and sprint. And there's a lot of walking to be done. The walk speed isn't too terrible. Walking through here, you would think it would be easier, but if anything, the sound is like funneled and becomes deafening in my ears. It's a good thing the moonlight reflects off of all this snow. There really doesn't seem to be anything out here but the creaking sound of the trees swaying in the breeze. Okay, let's keep an eye out for anything that stands out. Don't like the sound of that. Oh, there are gonna be wolves out here? We have no idea how to find our way back. Wait, there's something over there. Oh, a note. Including an image. Mysterious lights above Subodny Cosmodrome. Mysterious events in the sky were noted the night of 4th or 5th July. Witnesses testified they had seen a bright orange sphere which had crossed the sky above the city several times, moving chaotically and immediately changing its direction of flight. Finally, it stopped and disappeared. Major Gurka, an aviation professional, confirms it's impossible for any flying object we know to move like that. The military and Cosmodrome's personnel answered our questions in a short and firm way by distancing themselves to the event, informing there was no activity in that area and no tests performed. So there's also UFOs tied to this place on top of everything else? Alright, well, we can see where that note was gained, and I was actually moving in the complete wrong direction from what I expected. That was not a wolf. That was a cursed moan. That's the scary thing about being out here, is that anything could be out here. There's just no way of knowing. It's so remote, and the environment is so inhospitable that there could be dangers even on top of the obvious. Okay, so we've basically gone in a circle because, yep, there's those weird vertical stone formations. This should get us someplace that's at least a little bit closer to our tent. I mean, when it all comes out, of course we want to do exploring in the meantime. I suppose a cave is fine too. It actually probably is. At least here we're not being blasted by the wind. This wood has like markings on it. Maybe something made by like local tribes? I mean, I don't know anything about about people who would live in this area. Can we not climb this? Well, I guess that's the end of the road then. I'm sorry, I was just in the menu. You guys didn't have to start whisper yelling at me like that. And as soon as I step out, it goes away. And we can see the pole where that thing was stood, and now with the flashlight I'm able to see... Yeah, those look like coordinates. Okay, but what do I do with them? There's a weird red glow over there. Almost like that thing in the distance is like beaming its light down on it. Right in the middle of all these formations. Oh, it looks like some kind of like crater, like an asteroid impact or something. Yeah, why don't we just touch it? Probably the warmest thing around. It's a note. A note on top of the thing.
I set out the moment I heard about the incident. I was in the area, so I reported to the unit myself to be automatically assigned to the case. I arrived at Vishai on February the 19th, a couple of days before the Institute's rescue group. While waiting for them, I started asking around to see if anyone from among the locals knew anything about the incident. One of them said he had a hunting cabin in the search region and knew the area very well. I decided to use him as a guide. When the rescue team had finally arrived, I explained to them what the unit's role was in this mission and that all discoveries or observations should be brought to my attention before anyone else's. We established priorities, checked the equipment, and set off right away. It was not until February the 26th we found the tent that I believe belonged to the students. Initial findings show that the people in the tent cut its sidewall and for some reason tried to escape from it in panic. The tracks in the snow led to a forest 1.5 kilometers away. But the trail went cold after 500 meters and we had to carefully search the entire area. This was not a place of any average incident. We had shivers crawling all over our bodies because of the atmosphere surrounding us. I was convinced that something more than just an accident had occurred here. I had the feeling we were dealing with something unnatural.
Well, that's great. Yeah, you know, I think I can probably support that theory. My findings are consistent with that as well. Should I be getting out of here? I feel like I should probably be getting out of here. Oh! There's a light coming from over there. Then that'll be our next goal. Okay, the fact that that waited for us to find exactly that shows, I think, that this wanted to be found. Alright, but if we move off in that direction, considering this right here to be the center, then it's directly north, and in order to reach that point, we'll probably have to head this way, right? Okay, that too was a new sound. Yeah, my thinking here is that if I go down and then this way, this should loop around and take me to the top of that peak where we saw that yellow glow. A whole lot of navigating by landmarks here, which I do sort of like. I just wish it didn't try to punish me for walking so much. That storm is picking up again. And there's always the looming specter of the possibility that I'm not going the right way. But either way, we're treading new ground, we're going somewhere. And if anything, we'll learn where we're not going. Don't really need the flashlight. Well, the pole marks that we're going some way. Yeah, I'm seeing... What are these echoes that we're seeing? Okay, game, just hitch for a second. Go ahead and load. Take your time. Oh! I died. I didn't know I was being chased. Continue? Using the fast travel in camp saves the game's progress. Well, you know, I'd really like to have done that because I have to go all the way back here? Okay, well, let's try running with you guys this time. Even though our sprint leaves so much to be desired. I guess if I were to try and piece a story together from this, maybe that meteor impacted and then you all fled? And it caused like a great forest fire that engulfed the region? Alright, let's just try and get our out-of-shape selves down that way and hope it recharges in time. Keep going, keep going. Yeah, let's make our way through. This is agonizing to play. Like, it's really, really painful, and the fact that it's making me do this for a second time... How do I know when I've made it? I'm afraid to turn around. Can't really go anywhere here. Nope, you're still coming, it seems. Was I supposed to go somewhere else? What do I... Okay, you're dissipating. Oh, is this a frozen lake? Should I maybe not be walking on it? Oh, it's weird. It's like echoes of the past, yet I'm still able to be swept up in them. Oh, I see. If I zoom in, then I can see my coordinates. So this is 47 north, 73 east. So that'll be 47 north, 73 east. Oh no. That's not where I am. That just tells me where a note is, I guess? So it's just telling me where to look. Okay, there's something real funky going on with that tree over there. There's something within. Should I be approaching like this?
We discovered the first bodies by the pine trees. A makeshift campfire suggested they tried to warm up. The bodies were only in underwear. I decided to thoroughly search the area between the tent and the tree line. I discovered the other bodies every few hundred meters apart. Their position indicated the victims attempted to return to the tent as fast as they could. This could mean that the threat was gone and the group decided to go back to the tent, or just the opposite. Someone or something appeared from the forest and forced its victims to run. At this point, it is difficult to determine what exactly happened. I have collected small samples from all bodies for further research at the unit's laboratory. I discussed this situation with the rest of the rescue team, and afterwards they focused on the visual inspection of the tent and areas by the trees, and I entered the forest.
You know, there is something pretty creepy about being in the footsteps of a long unsolved mystery. The level of separation from it is really something. But I feel like it's not very subtle. Then again, that boot hanging from the branch is a nice touch. Not so much the shadowy specters and massive glowing, like, whatevers all over the place. Oh, no. You stay away from me. So I can see where you've been! Okay, well, you're chasing me, and you're chasing me, and you're chasing me. Question is, what do I do about that? There's really gonna be patrolling enemies, and this is how we move? Oh, well, we just got an achievement for escaping, so I guess that's good. Can you give me that achievement every time so I actually know? Oh, it's over here, so everything I was thinking was inverted. It blurs when you're at the end of a sprint. Like, it really doesn't want you to use the sprint for general travel. But there's just so much walking otherwise. Okay, there's another thing. Yeah, it's got the atmospherics down, but that only works up until a point. And it does seem like it's going to be telling its story entirely through notes, which is something I really, really do not enjoy. I sort of enjoy how much like an alien face that formation over there looks like. Alright, we're probably on that path that leads up and around the lake, which means if we head this way, we should be able to go through some caves and end up on that peak. Passing through, or rather under, any of these things always feels like another portal. You're supposed to be able to get under there. And we're seeing more and more of these poles around. And the path splits here. Let's follow these. I mean, I figured these might lead to further artifacts.
Eons. That's how long I spent suspended in nothingness. And then this one time, a pale, dim glow filled it. I felt as if some consciousness started soaking through an orange cloud into my brain, dripping with heavy drops, not letting me pass away nice and peaceful. I fought with myself. I had no strength to open my eyes. And finally, after processing this situation on and on, I realized I have no eyes.
Terrifying dialogue. Let's also not discount the fact that I just got jump scared by Sean Bean. I did not expect him to start talking outside of a note. Well, here's our cave. Let's figure out where roughly we should be. Okay, I think I know where I am. I think we're right about here. We have the option of staying outside, but I want to see the caves. Yeah, there's something over there. And nothing, I want this way! Well, that sucks. That sucks a whole lot. I can hear something. I hear something moving around out there. Please save my game. Seversk is a closed city in Tomsk Oblast, Russia. Located 15 kilometers northwest of Tomsk on the right bank of the Tom River, and is in the hands of Rosatom, the Federal Atomic Energy Agency. Founded in 1949, it was known as Pyatyi Pochtovi. Town status was granted to it in 1956. It comprises several nuclear reactors and chemical plants for separation, enrichment, and reprocessing of uranium and plutonium. The headquarters of the Russian Research Unit for Natural Phenomenon, until 1991 called the Soviet Research Unit. The unit's activities concern research on occurring natural disasters in Russia. So this place was of interest by numerous groups who all saw it in different ways. I can't imagine any of them saw it the way I do. Well, let's try and make our way through. I have no idea where I am right now. We're somewhere deep in these caves is where we are. And I did not like the sound of that growling just behind the rocks. Even worse than a bear. Well, not sure how I'm supposed to defeat that. Oh, I can climb up here. Maybe if you've already passed, I can get around you. Nope, you haven't already passed. I've encountered the anomaly. What was happening before? Okay, what do I do about that then? Get through this way. Maybe, yep, you're there, but you can't actually do anything about me right now. That'll make you angry. Let's let you get as far as possible. Come on. I'll wait. Unless that counts as me losing you, which would be really funny. And away we go. Yeah, I can see more of that glow from down here. The red glow of story. Maybe I shouldn't be going towards it. I mean, it was death before. Kind of mixed signals, so I'm going to simultaneously run towards and away from it. Well, I hear growling on my left, so that kind of answers my question. Do you hear that? I can't pinpoint exactly where it's coming from.
For a very long time, I could not come across any trail. The tracks came and went as if someone was playing with me, as if the victims were moving. And as soon as I was almost sure I had seen something and I would find something new behind the next tree, the trail suddenly went cold. I had no idea what was going on. Finally, I reached a small meadow. There, I found a bound journal, as if someone left it there on purpose. The journal belonged to the members of the expedition. They wrote down their thoughts and observations. Note, there were also some obscure entries, probably taken down in the dark, concerning the situation they were in. This could shed some new light on the case. I am attaching the journal to this report. We have to control the conduct of the investigation, and at a certain point stop the information flow. The facts concerning the incident cannot be made public in any way, shape, or form.
So there was actually a cover-up. And not to mention, he himself had experience with things seemingly being left out for him to find. And not unlike, well, what ended up ironically becoming of that note itself. It's giving me all kinds of sounds I don't like. Mushrooms. Oh, what could grow here? But if we go out that way, maybe that could be our ticket. Are we actually climbing out of darkness? Is there any way out through here? No, there's not. It's just false hope. Also, we've been seeing those wooden poles and such. Those seemed ancient. These are lit right now. And is she a member of the expedition? Oh, we can get out right here. And if we check the map, we can see where that last note was, which would still put us basically on track. Okay. Well, there's a campfire burning up there. Perhaps we can reach it? Here we are. And I believe, yep, this acts as a save point. Thank you. Yeah, what I'm seeing is that just because we're able to see a cave entrance on the map, doesn't mean we'll actually be able to enter it because, well, we can't jump. Which complicates things. Okay, that's not coordinates. And not like I would know. I don't really know what to do with it either. Ooh, I'm starting to see more along this trail. Yeah, it's certainly got the atmosphere down, and I'm thinking that, oh, yep, there's always stuff under the waterfall. This might work a lot better in VR. It's a little before that time, but in a game like this, atmosphere alone can't carry it the way it needs to. A guard's confessions. 72-year-old Anna N., after years of silence, decided to talk about events from her past. She told us, "I am terminally ill and have nothing to lose. I want people to know what harm had been done, and all of this in the name of science." Anna N. described the place, a science research center where scientists allegedly conducted inhumane experiments on prisoners. I actually just noticed that the page itself seems to be like blowing a little bit in the breeze. That's kind of cool. There was a special chamber. They had never allowed us to even get close. It was guarded by soldiers. Although I did see that people were taken there. Not many came back. I kept in touch with one of them. I asked what they had been doing there and why so few came back out of there alive. He looked at me terrified. He said, "Anna, have you ever seen nothingness? A deep emptiness with no end?" I was there. I stood above the collapsed valley of the universe, on the border between reality and unreality. There's an abyss there, a gigantic well with no bottom, a dark cave of hell, and I felt it. It was drilling in my head, like ticking clock. It looked at me from below. It was sneaking up on me, and slowly started entering me. The darkness, it's just like what my character described earlier on when entering this place. Sometime later, the same prisoner gave me a letter to pass on, in which he had begged for help. I was supposed to give it to the press and expose the whole thing, but the letter disappeared. Up until now, I don't know what happened to it. Anyway, they would probably cover up the whole thing. We asked the supervisors of the prison unit to which Anna N was subject to for a comment. Vladimir Kronsky, the unit's commander, strongly denied such events took place. He also informed us in a short message that Anna N was a guard, but never worked in the mentioned above center because an object like that simply doesn't exist. He sent Anna N's employee record as proof that in the years 1940 through 50, she worked in Sochnauka prison, also known as Special Object Number 110. She had been let go from this facility due to mental illness. A copy of her health record and medical certificate were attached. Oh yeah, had the boys down in the photocopy department working overtime on that one, huh? Alright, this time let's try taking a slightly different direction and following the path from the initial spawn point, the initial camp. So if we go this way, that should put us on the correct path. Oh my god, I can't believe in a game that is 90% walking, they actually made the walking painful. Oh, there's a bridge. You gonna collapse on me and send me sliding off into the pit below? I wouldn't put it past ya. Alright, now let's see what you're trying to tell me. Because understanding these things is going to be a big deal. Wait, you were 2752 east. Alright, roughly at this bend is where that should be. But I'm not seeing anything aside from this pole. I'm just going back the way I came. Screw it, let's go back this way. I almost don't want to explore just because it's such a job to move around the map. But the wind really bites all that much harder when you're standing right on the slippery slope right off a cliff, doesn't it? And from this distance I can see it is actually a tower. Like a radio tower. So getting there will maybe help somewhat? That's unexpected. What is all this? None of this is documented? How can there be a tower over there, infrastructure, and have none of... It's kind of cool. They're pushing us in several different directions right now. This being some kind of cryptid, some old mystical thing, or just plain science gone wrong and covered up. All things are at play here.
We are sitting in room number 23, although sitting might not be the right word because we are running around trying to finish up packing anything else we could need. Food cans, tools, essentially whatever we get our hands on. We want to be sure that we took everything we could possibly need. We're running out of time. Damn it, where did I put my belt? I'm sure we forgot about something. We're almost ready. We lost the knife. We're counting the money. We're leaving the room in a complete mess. So, we made it to the train station. We're singing all the songs we know and making up new ones as well. Everyone is so excited. Finally, at around 3 a.m, we go to bed. I wonder, what is awaiting us when we get there? What will we see? How far will we make it? I hear the rest of the group breathing peacefully, and it's snowing outside.
Imagine being on such an expedition, not knowing that your story, the one you're so excitedly anticipating, will be the one that people speak of with fear for decades to come. Well, this looks safe. Doop-de-doop-de-doop-de-doo. Yeah, just casually crawl on over there. It's no big deal. Let's also reaffirm where we are every single time we get a note. It considers this like a loop. Alright, well, we need to be heading south then. Can we get through here? Just barely. Oh, come on. Really now? Oh wait, I just realized I'm actually seeing like cables and boxes and such here. Alright, we really need to figure out what that's all about. This way. Oh, but we can't get up there. Well, it seems like maybe in order to get at that note, we could go like all the way around here. But I guess we have to try that anyway. Well, I'll see you in 4 hours, folks. One good thing about this, it's going to be easy to edit because I'm going to be cutting so much.
I have chosen you. You are remarkable, just like me. But you are losing your mind, my friend. You're slipping slowly into the abyss, and there is no one to give you a hand. And at the bottom, I am the only one waiting for you.
Are you a presence being beamed directly into my head, or I thought that was me? I'm totally losing it. Alright, that's north. That's north. We went this way. We should not have run into a cave. There is no way we should be seeing a cave entrance right now. I guess let's have a look anyway. Where does such a thing come out? More echoes in the Cave of Horrors. Hope you enjoy watching the... Yeah, no, we haven't quite been there yet. Oh, and there's the peak. That's the gap that we're trying to reach, I think. Can we make it over there? We just might be able to. Yes, there we are. Oh, come on. Alright, let's try going into this weird icy cave thing. This is going to be one of those videos that I edit by the waveform, where I just trim out the silence. Which is going to make this pretty easy, but unfortunately, it's also making me like not want to commentate on certain things that I see. And especially knowing most of it is going to end up going nowhere. It is getting very, very dark up here. Oh, it is so, so dark. It's like the sky just flipped from light blue to black. I don't like the look of this clearing. Soundtrack, why did you cut out the second I stepped into the middle? Why'd you do that? Tell me a little bit about why you did that. What are these? Goggles? And, like, snow equipment? Oh, there's something down here. It's like they left their stuff and jumped or something. Anomalies do not exist? When almost 20 years ago I wrote about a strange anomaly occurring in my city, as a reminder, I reported spatial distortions in between buildings. They thought I was nuts. Since then, mankind has been witness to thousands of strange, mysterious, and unexplained events and phenomenon around the world. A lot was documented and supported with hard evidence. Unfortunately, to this day, prominent scientists seem not to notice or simply underestimate this issue. We have asked Dr. Jarvis Northam from the American University of Technology and Life Sciences. Anomalies appearing practically around the globe is an undeniable fact. We know that at least several dozens of such events have taken place in Russia and the United States, but we've also received many reports of strange, extraordinary, and sometimes dangerous phenomena. Authorities must stop avoiding this issue, because every year we register an increase in these so-called anomalies occurring. I do not know what causes them, but frequently the repercussions are tragic. Add to that the helpless attempts to cover up these events by the governments of particular countries that are just becoming more and more pathetic. In 1998, Kremlin officially denied that the Special Natural Phenomenon Research Unit established in the 50s was to deal with the anomalies in any way. Well, I guess in that denial, they also acknowledged the existence of anomalies, so way to go, PR team. So this is taking almost an SCP-style approach, showing that it's not just this. There are other similar things appearing all over. Oh no, is this another chase? Is this another chase? Because there's nothing to really signal that. Other than that wall of flame is encroaching again, but like there's no soundtrack to tell me or anything like that. Oh no. Sure wish I could move. Okay, this sounds more like a chase. But there isn't one happening? Oh, no, never mind. Yeah, there is. Sure there is. Sure thing. Okay, let's dip into here, I guess? Does that mean you're behind me? Does that mean you're after me? Oh, I can hear that steeple. I can hear what sounds like pages fluttering in the breeze as well. Does that indicate that another note is nearby? Oh, it's probably up there, isn't it? Oh, where have I gotten myself to? Alright, well, our last... even the map is darker. The last thing we found was right here, which means this loops around this mountain where this thing is on top of. So we should have an opportunity to swing back around without crossing that guy's path.
You have to go faster. I don't have a lot of time left. You have to hurry. Find the way. Find me, or I'll unleash hell upon you.
Okay, I guess we're in a chase now. Never mind, forget going back for that note. Never mind, I'm severely out of shape. There's a rock slide. Notably, it's been a very long time since the last save, so if you could please get a move on. Go, 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 go. Come on. Just keep moving. Yeah, real exciting when we have to stop and catch our breath every 5 seconds. Go, 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 go. Go, go! Don't get stuck, please. And here we are. Which way? Which way should I be heading? How do I know which way? I think that's a dead end. Is that doom for us? I think that's doom. That sure looks an awful lot like doom, and you dissipate. Well, that's good, I guess. I can still... I've come a real long way, but I can still hear that bell tolling. Hang on, let me just grab a thumbnail or something, I don't know. Well, this will presumably get us closer, I guess. And there is... Oh, that's not a light burning over there. That's another one of those figures. Oh, now this is a little more exciting, giving us something to rush toward. What? Where? Okay, can I actually see, like, any enemies moving here, like, at all? Trying to take, like, a different route around, but it's maybe not really gonna let me. Can I just sneak on through those front doors? Looks like something's trying to sneak out in the wind. Oh, great. Nope, here's more, here's more. Shelter in the church. Nothing ever goes wrong that way. And save game. Thank you.
Human being's mind is a curious toy, consumed by pain and madness. It resists, it defends itself from what can set it free. The path to understanding leads through contradiction. We deny one simple fact, the fact that humans are the real monsters. And as such, we should treat each other. Although I had been deluding myself otherwise for so many years, I have finally figured out my true nature. Remember that in the darkness, you are never alone. There is always someone who awaits your fall.
Haunting dialogue in some of these notes, like, and I really do mean it. So what do I do from here? That cloud of orange death seems to have dissipated for now. I honestly feel like just sitting down in amidst these ruins and waiting to freeze, but as previously stated, something just won't let me. Another thing I've just started considering, how do I know when it's over? I mean, okay, look, we presumably want to be moving generally to the east, right? Because that tower is to the east. But let's have some more looks around and see what we're doing. That bright figure no longer present, and here's the graveyard. Imagine being a corpse in this snow-swept graveyard. Part of a town that probably doesn't even exist anymore, the church crumbled beside you. Truly forgotten. I mean, that's the weirdest thing about this, is it sort of implies that there was something here once. But not anymore, and why not? Well, that looks significant. some kind of bridge or like logging structure. Let's try and make our way around to there then, I guess. And put this in VR, I'd probably have a very different opinion of it, but as it stands, like, you simply cannot overcome having the majority of your gameplay be so poorly implemented. "58 north, 25 east." Okay, so maybe that is where we... I don't know. I don't even know. I've had zero luck with my assumptions regarding navigation. And this path is blocked, meaning our map is basically worthless. Unless... Call the void. It's a doozy. Look at that massive cave system down there. Oh, and we can see that as well. 68 north, 34 east. Don't suppose you're gonna let us climb down onto there. Alright, where would that be? Right at the end of that loop. Well, this is the right way, south. Something over here. Pinned into the tree by a knife. Caution, a psychopath on the loose. A dangerous criminal has escaped from the Moscow Mental Institute. We have been informed the man is completely insane and delusional. What a thing to find off in the middle of nowhere. Pinned to a tree by a knife, no less. Oddly enough, that even appears to be the note that was indicated on the bridge. Well, we can climb down from here.
Let me in, and I'll see for myself.
Wow. You know, you would have a great career as a therapist with powers like that. Although you might come off as a little rude when you introduce yourself. Alright, so where are we going here? We can get under this bridge. And I hear what sounds like pages flapping. Yes, we can actually come up and through. Some of these areas of progression seem fairly easy to miss.
7 a.m. We're finally here. We met a group of Mansi people. They have weird tools. I think they're for hunting. We've also encountered local hospitality when we were not allowed to enter the railway station because we were singing too loud.
Sounds Russian.
We received a very warm welcome from the local school. We had a bit of time, so we met with the students and told them about our expedition. When we reached another station, some drunk accused us of stealing his wallet. Police got involved, but luckily, after some explanations, the whole thing got sorted out. We spent the whole night in the train speaking about love, religion, politics. When we felt tired, we went to bed, but since the compartments were not closed, we decided to keep watch and switched every couple of hours. There are moments when I doubt whether we are ready for such an expedition. Disturbing thoughts are haunting me. Maybe we misjudged our capabilities. Others say we'll make it, but I'm afraid. I have a bad feeling about this. As if a shadow of fear was breathing down my neck. I cannot explain this. It's time to take a nap.
You know, I feel like it does add a nice sense of, like, the tragedy of this. When we get to see, like, glimpses into what they were like as people like this, things that worried them, the shenanigans they got up to in town and with each other, it makes you realize that, I mean, this is why I've never been a huge fan of things based on real stories. At least, I find things like, you know, the Amityville Horror and such to be in, like, pretty poor taste. Because these are actual people, and, you know, you're turning what happened to them into entertainment. Now, this game is a couple of steps beyond that, and so it's not like shoving their corpses in our face and saying, ooh, spooky. We're gonna come up and around here. Oh, we're actually getting real close to that tower. A reminder of how far we've come, I guess. Yeah, look, there's all these destroyed... Are those structures, or are these just things that fell off the tower? No, these are structures. Okay, let's be very careful. There could be patrolling enemies in this spot. Oh, look at this place. It looks like we can maybe get inside over there. But we're gonna have to make our way around again. Not a whole lot of ways to get around, though. Guess we'll have to make our way through the metalwork. I don't like this. I really feel like I'm being funneled. I really feel like I'm being funneled. Never seen a place collapse so conveniently before. No. There is something there. Just gotta make my way around. Can't climb over this. Where are we going? If something comes in behind us, there's gonna be nothing I can do about it. And it looks like this entry is one way. Down into a bunker. Well, let's put that off for as long as we possibly can. The Soviet Research Unit for Natural Phenomenon regarding the occurrence of anomaly... Wait, something 9-1. I can't tell if that's OH or if it's Cyrillic and there's a little line connecting it, but first incidents took place in 1950 and 1953 in the area of Igarka by the construction of the Transpolar Main Line. The works were halted and the incidents classified. Any witnesses were ordered to be eliminated. On October 17, 1950, according to witness evidence, at the same altitude as Camp 503 to the west of Igarka City, an emanation of unknown force and source occurred and caused instant death of 42 workers. The bodies literally evaporated, and only shadows were left. As the witnesses testified, the incident was sudden and short. The next incident took place 3 years later, on March 14, 1953. Then, also in the above-mentioned camp, a solidification effect occurred. The bodies of 12 workers just froze, essentially the exact opposite. After autopsy, they were declared dead. The bodies are still lying intact in Section 12 of the Seversk Research Complex. Wasn't that the place that other woman was employed at? So through these events, they were made aware of something going on in this area and continued to conduct research until, well, I suppose we're about to find out. This story, I'm liking the story so far. Yeah, just hating all the painful running I'm having to do to get to it. It sounded like something was just like knocked over down there. Oh, look, all those lights swaying in the breeze. And then they just stop. Oh, my god, okay, goodbye. Goodbye, okay, that's new. Didn't know that could happen. Didn't realize that was a thing that could take place in this world, but thanks. You're still chasing me, slowly, but yep. Why not? And we get the achievement, Is It Madness? Is this that room that Anna wrote about? The one that one person who was removed from it... Oh no. I mean, it can't be anything else, right?
Finally, we made it to the pass. Thank God, we made it. On our way, I felt someone was following us. I heard strange whispers around. I sometimes even caught a glimpse of a moving shadow in the trees. There were moments I could feel someone's breath upon my shoulder, but when I stopped still, hearing the snow crunching under one's boots, and turned around, there was nobody there. I had the impression this is a place of some horrid altar of madness. Nothing is as it should be. Or it's some kind of a nightmare. And then we found the bodies. Something told me not to look, but it looked like something was sticking out, or maybe there was just some voice in my head which kept repeating, "Go down there, go." I can hear it clearly even now. So I went down and found the remaining 4. The way they looked, what on earth could have happened to them? I'm not able to describe it in detail. Smashed skulls, twisted limbs, broken ribs, torn, cut, or burnt skin. Never ever have I seen anything like this. A gruesome image of madness or some sick experiment. As if someone or something played with them and abandoned the destroyed toys in the forest. I felt madness was slowly but firmly overcoming my soul.
And... Hello? Well, 2 hours in, what a time to introduce door opening mechanics. We should make sure that there's nothing else here, but I don't think there's going to be. This room is significant somehow. It's just letting us out. This door won't be opening again.
Time does not heal wounds, as I've recently learned. This truth was pounded into me by pain, cruelty, and lies. I learned from this. I remembered. It nearly touched the essence of my understanding, becoming the revelation of truth, when they dragged me down the corridor with my shattered bones. When they operated on me to observe the misplacement of my organs, when they put the worst nightmares into my head, when they closed me up, put me together again and revived me over and over to test the limits of my endurance. And when finally, after so many years, they told me my wife was dead. Time does not heal wounds.
Looking at the map, I think what we need is to keep pushing east. So, it's west, that's east. But do we have any way to actually move in that direction? Well, we can come down the path this way, but it doesn't look like we'll be able to make it back up. This is north. And I guess the path does move north a bit, so it could potentially be a thing. Why would a path that involves climbing down rocks be marked on the map? down this, slowly and carefully. Wait, what is this back here? I don't want to lose my sense of direction, but I also want to see. I'm not sure this is right. Well, there's a cave up ahead. Caves usually have things, and things can get marked on my map and reestablish a sense of direction. Or they can take us straight through and not actually tell us anything at all. This should be north right now, which, again, does not help me in the slightest. Not seeing any cave entrance anywhere near here on the map. Don't even start with me, wolves. I want to start moving east, but also I want to see everything. We're moving back towards the tower now. Is this someplace we could have gone? The path didn't seem to come this way. Didn't look like there was anywhere I could go. But I'm going to assume this counts as a bridge and start heading the other way. Yeah, I'm seeing lights in the distance over there as well. After this, I think the only thing we won't have found is how to get to the top of Jerk Mountain over there. And maybe we'll have a cool flying boss fight with Chernobog. Alive corpses on Siberia. Alive corpses. Don't like that wording. Was there a top-secret facility where science worked on reviving the dead? Several elements would suggest this to be the case. We are in Inia, a town in Siberia. Here, there was supposed to be the institute where decades ago the most brilliant minds were to accomplish the impossible. Revive corpses. Nowadays, in place of the complex, there are only ruins. It's difficult to determine what exactly was there. Till this day, we can stumble upon things resembling medical equipment, but it's clear there was no hospital here. As the elder locals recall, one day the military came, marked out an area, set up a construction site, and it took them several years to build it. One building after another. People were happy because there was work, but as soon as they finished, the military surrounded the area with barbed wire fences and forbade to even walk in the vicinity. I remember trucks pulling up and soldiers unloading some equipment. Behind there was a large lot where huge delivery vehicles pulled up. People said those were refrigerated trucks. It had been going on and on like that for more than a dozen years, and nothing happened. 2 or 3 years before they closed it down, some weird things had occurred. We saw them transporting people to the facility, and the whole village heard screaming in the middle of the night, as if they were murdering people. One day it just stopped. The trucks left. The military stayed for a while. Engineers came, they tore the whole thing to the ground, and that was it. What could have been in that facility? When asked about a possible explanation, Dr. Lajiev, an eminent historian, says, "It was not unusual for the previous government to build a facility hidden deep in the corners of Siberia. It doesn't have to be anything to do with any paranormal fairy tale, but merely with classified military activity. Although historical sources remain silent about Inia village and any military facilities or scientists in the area, it totally contradicts the inhabitants' stories." We became aware of existing documents that could shed light on the case. An extract from a correspondence where the names of the sender and receiver are censored mentions a facility in the middle of Siberia where the military sends well-preserved bodies of convicts in refrigerator trucks for further research. Furthermore, the author writes, "I do hope you will manage to do something with them, because the mountain is becoming impatient, and one alive is not enough." Well, that's ominous. Although I think I know what mountain you're referring to. Let's just check to see we're headed the right way. We are. Which means that on our left should be a bridge, and on our right, a different path. Yeah, we ain't crossing that. But maybe if we loop around, look. Okay, let's go have a look. This game might be good for bumpers, if nothing else. Oh, can we? Oh yes, there's a campfire right there. I guess this is the end of the road. Oh, thank you so much for the save. Thank you. Although it's only now that I have to consider, since this place seems to be sort of frozen in time. We were transported here. This is all like a big museum for us to see. This could be a recent camp, or it could just be an eternal camp. Oh, we can fast travel like that. I see, and then from here we can... Okay, but while we're doing that, it like hyper zooms us in. Alright, that's gonna save a whole lot of trouble. There we are. That is our best bet at saving. Let's make our way around to the other side of the bridge. Oh, we're seeing like a time lapse of the sky. The clouds rushing past over eons. And what looks like a swirling vortex, like the one we saw right in the middle. A human sacrifice in the view of the mountain?
The sun is just starting to set. I see it like I am there myself, as if I'm standing there in the middle of the forest. I'm not sure what is going on with reality. I'm writing with my own blood on a tree.
And yet you took the time to write out that sentence.
No, not mine. His. The sun is just starting to set. Orange mist. Orange mist all around. I see their bodies coming out of the woods. I hear a scream. A horrific scream of terror. Is that my voice? I think it is. Where's Anton? Where did he come from? How did he get in? The sun is just starting to set. He's in me. He's in my head. He's coming in through my eyes. The eyes are windows to the soul. He has no soul. Where is Anton? I am dropping in a bottomless abyss, falling into the past. Dead and rotting hands are catching me on my way down. I can feel them whisper into my ear. Now you are ours. You will never leave us. I'm calling him. I'm calling Anton. Where is Anton? I don't know. I see nothing. My eyes are overflowing with blood. I have to escape. I have to run away. I have to start running. The sun is just starting to set.
I'm thinking back to the state the bodies were found in, as if they were in a panic, but from what? Is this what it was like for them? And this leads us simply to the destroyed bridge. Okay, well now that we've been through all these corners of the map, maybe we just head down, explore that last little bit, and then try to find a way to the mountain. There's another note right here. Dr. Grigor Anatowitz's testimony on anomaly this 91. We have never seen such a thing. The activity was off the scale. Energy readings. It was just beyond any reason. I remember Dr. Pietnik. He said he had heard singing. Saw angels appearing from the light. It was clear to us that it was dangerous to stay too close to the anomaly for too long. But we had to conduct more tests. Therefore, we decided to use the prisoners. That is why we created Section 22. This story is actually really intriguing me here. It's SCP, but it feels so much bigger than that because it seems like, while they understand that it's here, it seems like they haven't even begun to understand why it works the way it does, or what it even is. And as the world darkens around us, there is something bright in the forest over there. Of course, up on top of something. Oh, great. You tried to lead me right into that. Those are my angels. Where even am I? This path wasn't even... It wasn't even on my map, I don't think. Unless I'm way off course. Oh, you can't get through that? Okay. No, this is where I was allowed to get through. Then there we... What? What? That can happen? 2.5 hours in, that can happen? Okay, let's try going down the other way, I guess. All while waiting for the blur to fall off our face. And presumably the hostilities mean that there's something to find around here. I can hear pages fluttering there.
We slept in something you could call a hotel. 2 persons per bed. We woke up at 9 a.m. It was actually quite comfortable, although it was a little cold because we forgot to close the window vent. We ate breakfast, packed our things, and at 11 a.m. we were ready to go. We set off in the back of a truck, so it was a bit cold. During the ride, we talked about absolutely everything we could think of. On the spot, we spoke with some local workers. I remembered one in particular. He had a red beard. Friends called him Beardman. We cooked and ate dinner, and now we are resting. Half of the group is looking at some maps. The rest are sleeping. I started handling the equipment and writing. It is still a bit too cold. My hands are shaking, but finally my thoughts are much brighter than yesterday. No creepiness in them whatsoever. There's a long way ahead of us, but the only thing I can feel is excitement. It seems as if the forest is calling us. That beautiful, magical, dark forest.
Right to your doom. I hear pages. Yep. Excerpts from logbook entries written by Dr. Ivan Wansky. Do you know what we wanted to do? We played gods. Telekinesis, telepathy, group hypnosis, causing mental and physical disorders, creating disintegrated space. Subjects did not even handle a sample of the radiation. The ones that somehow survived behaved as if possessed, communicating with us in different voices, languages we couldn't even recognize. And then all of them died, one after another. Some turned into rock and some into ashes. I remember one who levitated. All his limbs twisted and froze like that above the ground. A long time has passed, but it still haunts me. I remember it. I see it happening in front of me every night. Did anyone survive? They later told me that nobody did, but but I think one of the subjects could have survived. Do you have any idea what we have done, my dear Anton? Yep, well, I hear bad guys to the sides. Hope I can move. Hello, what is this? How does one get up here? That light was an actual light. It wasn't one of those figures. But we need to figure out how we can make it up there. There's got to be some kind of way. Nope. Oh my god. Please stop. Please let me through. Here, there on the bridge. There's a note right here. Oh my god, more reading. Death Valley. Anthony Nizhny, a scientist and expert on the Sakha Republic, set off to the area known as Death Valley. What has he discovered there? What are the mysterious constructions buried in the ground? Only here you can get the answers and other unbelievable facts concerning this godforsaken place on Earth. I set off at dawn. If you had not seen dawn by the river Vilyuy, you have not seen the most beautiful thing on the planet. This is a magical place, full of nostalgia of what mankind has lost. Freedom, space, nature, wild and uncontrollable. There is no place for compromises, because this region is as beautiful as it is dangerous. I arrived in Death Valley around noon. The area stretches out over an area of 100,000 square kilometers, so you have to know what you're looking for. Luckily, I had a great guide. We stumbled upon the first building more or less after 2 hours of walk. Not much can be deciphered by observing a pile of ground from the outside, but the readings clearly show what is beneath is at least 7 meters in diameter. It reminds a large, buried church with protruding edges. It is also difficult to determine how many such buildings exist in the area. I talked to the natives, and from what I gathered, there are at least 11 constructions scattered around in different places in the valley. What could these enormous mounds be? Many inhabitants claim that they have to have something to do with the Tunguska event. There's a common ground for countless unexplained stories and folk tales. For example, I've heard of a hunter named Arleman. He was not able to find any game. He went deeper into the forest until he got lost. He was sure he was going to die when he found a strange construction. Suddenly, the ground shook, and a secret door opened. A man came out, and he gave Arleman just one advice. Protect yourself against the orange light. He got out of the forest after a week. Until now, it is impossible to confirm this mysterious meeting, but I heard the story from Arleman's granddaughter herself. There's such an element of, folklore clashing with science and modern mythology here. Wait. I'm hearing pages, but I don't know how to reach them. Oh, right there.
The weather is pretty good. We have the wind at our back. We arranged with the locals that they will give us a ride to the location of the second camp. We helped them unload the carts and waited for the horses. At approximately 4 p.m, we set off to continue our journey. We managed to replenish food supplies so we could eat something on our way there. The horses are moving slowly. It's making me sleepy. It's getting dark. The second camp was an abandoned village. We found a house to stay at overnight. In total darkness, we started setting up a fireplace. Everyone cut themselves on nails sticking out of the boards. Apart from that, everything was okay. Then, it all started.
Wow, it'll leave us in suspense with that journal entry. I don't know who that was for, but it's certainly keeping me on my toes. Well, out and away of the Valley of Jerks. Interesting how you almost don't notice the light picking up as you leave. Oh, look, a destroyed forest down below. That's what I was trying to get at from the tree before, meaning we're in the southeast corner of the map. Well, here we are. A brand new camp. And a real bad place. Well, let's check it out, shall we? I mean, why not? Oh, there's a guy. Well, there's one reason why not. This place all shattered and burned. It's like we're living what those echoes went through.
I am an empty wreck, made in his image, but not alike. A servant, obedient to one master. My body is a shell, and I am ready to absorb him. Now I see the plan. I see the magnitude of devastation. The Creator summons me, and I want to be his food. I am humming his tune. I am looking at the world through his eyes. I drink the blood of his enemies and taste the rotting bodies. I feel the sin sprouting under my skin. I hear screams in my head. I hear them calling me. I hear the calling of the ones that through him have already found their eternal shelter. Free them, my lord! Free them, and take me instead! Fulfill your revenge! At the hour of my death, an army of angels comes out from the orange light. Their song is made of one powerful voice. I feel their presence, their twisted faces, their black eyes drilling into my consciousness. They demand to finish the work. Oh, his presence is overcoming me. So poor and defenseless. What have they done to you? What harm? There is a place. You were there, and so was I. A huge gate, and the Creator hidden behind it. Only those few who touched him could understand, but you could. You understood, and I understood through you.
Cool ramblings, Chief. Alright, where am I going from here? West will probably, assuming there's nothing else hidden in here, west would probably be the best bet. Let's try heading south first. Oh, wait. There is actually something over here, a cave. And a waterfall. But nothing to see beneath it. I feel like in a real life situation like this, getting myself wet in this waterfall would basically be a death sentence. But yeah, there doesn't seem to be any reason for this to be here. Have I been here before? Oddly enough, I do not remember. We needed to go west into the cave and then north through it. But, well, I guess we really need to keep heading further west. I don't like the sound of any of this. These echoes are getting to me, but we found more candles. More mushrooms, more life. This place feels like it has, like, ancient significance. Yes, coordinates that I've not been bothering to read because I am not going off on hunts in search of them. Look. I mean, it would be really nice if you could focus on it, camera, but there is something over there. But we get a look, can't actually go there. There's one red character in amongst the white ones. Couldn't be asked to speculate on what that means, but this brings us out over here? Wait, this is a lake. This may actually be the exit I was looking for. I'm hearing noises that I haven't. Am I supposed to take it slow on this ice? Okay, let's assume it is. Where am I going? Over to the right somewhere. Can't go through. Right here, perhaps? Nothing. Okay, so you lied. I guess we can maybe climb this up. And it gets us nowhere useful. There's a branch across there, which clearly indicates that we can cross. But how do we get up there? I don't want to run because I'm afraid of breaking through the ice. We've come a really long way. But if I'm right about what this is, then maybe somewhere to our right there will be a path that takes us on to this landmass? I mean, we should be just beneath Jerk Mountain. Maybe this is our ramp? Well, there's something over there.
You know, at the beginning, I wanted to make things right. I believed God itself touched me. That I have received a chance, a compensation for the evil that was brought upon me. That I understood that it is not God, or good, or restitution. Just a tool of revenge.
A tool of revenge. Well, we didn't find exactly what we were looking for, but we found something. And now we've got to climb the mountain and, I guess, end this. That's the other thing, though. If we can take this in whatever order we choose, well, how do we know when it's over? I would be very, very surprised if we didn't start to see some enemies very soon. Let's finally see what this has all been about.
Coming to me.
I think so. I mean, I know you told me to hurry up, but I kind of saved you for last. Please tell me we're doing this right. Oh, I hope jumping down doesn't screw things up here. Hi? Oh no, run. Go. Into the cave. Oh, and you're here as well. Okay, keep going. Hey guys, how's it hanging? Oh, here's that tree we walked under before. Here's some coordinates I won't look for. This game is, like, it really is gorgeous to look at, and when you're in those moments of having found, like, one of the places you're after, it's really cool, and the story is just such, like, a creepy experience of, like, madness and folklore and science. But then, you know, there's all the moments in between. I mean, I'm obviously going to be cutting down probably like 70% of the gameplay time.
Where are you?
Currently trying to climb Ominous Mountain. Ah, well, that just sucks a whole ton, doesn't it? And let me by. Goodbye, sir. Oh, I guess we could run. Not a bad time to find that out. Under here. Oh, that's not the way we were supposed to go. Well, that's a pickle, isn't it? Where did you go? Can't climb up there. So many of our problems are caused by our character's inability to climb a foot-high ledge.
Strange sounds coming from the forest did not let us sleep. It's hard to tell what it was. It sounded to me like someone was calling me, but the rest of the group said it had been some kind of humming. We will ask the locals if we meet them again. In the morning, everyone was a bit scared, but after breakfast, our moods improved. We set off up the river. The snow isn't really that deep, but it's wet and it sticks to the skis, so it's hard to move. We passed a couple of cliffs, and after a couple of meters, the area became more flat. Finally, around 5:30 p.m., we stopped to set up a camp. It is our first night under canvas. We were very tired. We tried to prepare for tomorrow's walk, but hunger was stronger. Then exhaustion overcame us. We sat around the fireplace and talked, or rather whispered. We were afraid to speak louder because of the surrounding atmosphere, as if this place was sacred or haunted. At last, we took shelter in the tents. Somehow, nobody feels like sleeping. We thought someone was passing by on the trail nearby, so the boys went to check it out, but there was nobody there. Maybe it was some animal. Again, I can hear the sounds from the forest.
So whatever it was, it didn't happen all at once. Please, like, if you could just climb this thing. Oh, I've got to go under it, maybe? Looks just about right. I believe we've reached the top. It's another crater. Oh, it like blew this mountain wide open into these like fingers that cross the top. Notably, some of your finger bones were dangling from the spots with the skulls. Don't tell me on top of everything we're dealing with Wendigos too. Oh, what could have left a skeleton this size?
My dear Vera, I'm spending my time in the Institute on long walks in the park. Only here I can find solace, only in the shadows of the trees. My thoughts are peaceful when I see how the sun brushes the green leaves and the wind covers my face in a gentle, warm blow. The doctors say the worst is behind me. The breakdown was temporary. It's difficult for me to say what triggered this state. I know you'll never forgive me for what I've done. The tragedy that I've contributed to shall never find any justification or explanation. I can only cover it up with madness. But I am aware that this is a pathetic excuse, and I'm not able to hide behind it. I take full responsibility for what happened, and I am prepared to be punished. The doctors, however, say I will probably not leave the Institute. You must know I would rather rot in prison 100 times for what I have done to you. I have to confess, I tricked you. I knew you would never, ever want to hear what I have to say to you. That is why I sent my friend with this letter to your sister, and after a lot of persuasion, she agreed to read it to you. I thank her from the bottom of my heart for this. I'm ending this letter. I want to bore you no more. I love you and believe that someday, hopefully, I will be able to tell you all this in person. Luckily, my friend Anton is by my side at all times. He was the one that went to your sister. I hope this letter finds you both well and in good health. I wish you all the best. Forever yours, Vitaly.
Awesome, great, cool. We need to leave post haste. Also, I'm starting to get the impression that Sean Bean, they could afford to keep him around for no more than one single take of each document. Oh, come on, let me, please, I can't move. Go. Please, let me move. Please, let me move. Please, let me move! I couldn't move any faster than that. Alright, let's slowly pace our way up over this. Yep. Ugh. Yeah, ain't this just the most exciting? Go this way. Yep. Look, we just barely avoided that huge boulder, except I didn't run into it because I was moving really slowly because I have to preserve my precious breath. Oh, and also, isn't it really exciting to see the whole thing, like, as a blur? It's alright. The game compensates for this by having this apparent inescapable force be really slow as well. Hey, look, a save point. Can I maybe, like, jump up and over somewhere? Is there something I'm meant to do about this? Oh no, it just kind of comes and goes arbitrarily. There, what? Okay. So are you still chasing me, or what? No? Was it a bug that it was still going? Is it a bug that it's not going now? I don't know, and I don't really care. Alright, well, I'm under the assumption that if I missed anything, it would probably be down this little branch over here where there's nothing really else. So let's go. And the fast travel's really, really quick. Oh, that is such a creepy image. And only if we zoom in can we see... Yep. There's our bumper. Or at least it would be if the focus would work right. Okay, there's like a pass through some rocks up here. Could this... Okay, there we go, finally. Please tell me this is it. Yep. I swear if you drop this thing on me. There we go. This should get us inside the cabin. And I hear the telltale fluttering of pages. Oh my god, don't do that. Oh, hey, electric lights, cool. That's something I wouldn't have expected in this place, even if there were people here. And somebody hiding in the closet. Are you telling me that this is what I'm supposed to do when the time comes?
Whoever you are, if you are reading these words, I beg of you, help us. We are in a place they call Post Office Box 5. I don't know where this is. I don't even know what year it is. They are not allowing anyone from the outside to have contact with us. They lock us up in cells, 4 in each. I saw dozens of cells like that. They talk about something they called Anomaly 7. Every day we undergo tests, research, tortures. I have seen how they kill people. I have seen terrible things. Write about it. Let the world know. They conduct the worst experiments possible. They have something that we call the fear chamber. There is no way to say what will happen to the person that ends up there. Some come back, but are no longer themselves. They are absent. Others are dragged out dead. Only few stay sane. I have seen a bright orange light which spoke to me in demonic voices and showed me things worse than any nightmare you can possibly dream. Sometimes people come out of there with broken bones, mutilated, crushed, irradiated, dismembered. I can't take it in anymore. Take away these images. There is a scientist amongst us. He said that during their sick experiments, they discovered something out of this world. They are trying to test it. The truth is that it is testing them. He told us that there are more places like this around the world, and there will come a day the gates of hell will open. You have to stop this. Destroy it. Destroy us. Kill us all. The center is governed by something that is called the Soviet Research Unit for Natural Phenomena. I have seen this on an ID card of the man that was interrogating me. He said we were prisoners, convicts, murderers, rapists, thieves. But that is not true. I have done nothing wrong. I hate them all. They call us subjects. No names, but subjects. I am Subject 73. I don't even remember my real name. I beg of you, please help us. Burn it all to the ground. If only this letter reached beyond the walls of the center. If only the guard who promised to take it has kept her promise. You have to do something. I swear by all that one holds sacred, you have to. My only cellmate, Anton, whispers in my ear that everything is going to be fine. That the orange light is singing in the voices of hundreds of angel choirs. Anton promised me that if I listen carefully to the singing, he will free me. Sometimes, however, I think that all of this does not exist. There is no prison. There are no bars. There are no doctors. There is no Anton. There's only this frightening, piercing orange light.
Whoa! Oh no! Yep, go get in there, get in there, get in there. Is this ever gonna die down? Well, the lights have stopped flashing, but the banging continues. Yep, there you are.
Where are you?
Is that like a number station? Oh, I can still hear things moving around outside. The shutters are blown shut, although the glass is shattered. Oh, everything has picked up so much. Okay, where do I go? What do I do? Now what? I feel like I've been basically everywhere. Screw this place. This place sucks. There we go. Oh, that noise in my ears was like awful. But we can jump down back here and start to follow these cables. No, we've been here before. The only thing I can think is that there's got to be something in this loop here. Other than that, I've got nothing. Oh, hey, you guys are... Never mind, you guys are doing a thing. So you're the noise. Oh, hey, the sky's gone into time-lapse mode again. Epilepsy warning, everyone. Act 3, what a transition.
And so, we have reached the end. Have you understood your role in my plan? There are no random victims, and nobody is completely innocent. You may not agree, but when the gates to Section 22 open and the world will see true madness, you will understand that everything I had done was necessary.
Are these like snowed over ski tracks? Or perhaps from like a sled or something?
Today, we can see you as your name. Do you hear me?
Oh, that is so weirdly directional. I'm hearing voices like in the dark all around me. This is like the frozen wandering of the very beginning. It's like we haven't even been on this adventure and we've actually just been out here the entire time. Go, go, go. Can't help but feel pursued. No, 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 let me up, let me up, let me up, let me up. I can hear like my heart rate quickening as I approach. Oh, that's the end? Huh, okay, I started a second record session because I thought, like, there would be some more time, but okay, I guess that's... I guess I just picked a really bad time to stop. So that was Kholat, and it has mixed reviews on Steam, and that just seems like the perfect word to describe my thoughts on this game is mixed. Now I'll start with the positives, because this game does have a lot going for it. Obviously, it is visually beautiful, especially for the time, and it runs pretty well, too. It's complemented by the also excellent sound design. I mean, that constant howl of the wind, which seems to ebb and flow depending on where and when you are. I mean, you feel safety when you crawl into like a cave or some sort of shelter. You feel the chill in your bones as you're wandering around on the surface. It gets its atmospherics perfectly. I mean, 10 out of 10 in that regard. However, this is an exploration game, and unfortunately, it makes the exploration, like, painful. There is so much walking, and that wouldn't be too much of a problem, except we had that stupid stamina mechanic. So it's either walk really slowly or try and sprint and have yourself slow down even more. You're just constantly fighting with your character. And that is not what you want to do when moving around is like the core gameplay. They try to spice it up by having enemies patrolling around, but like, they're really only a threat if you run directly into them while they're invisible. And there's no reason for them to be there, because they're so uninteresting. The story of the Dyatlov Pass is one that's really creepy, and it's used to play up the mystery and the fear that you have coming into this place. And it does so to good effect. The story is pretty interesting. So when you start throwing all these, like, cliche, like, glowing shadows and, like, you know, moving rocks and such, like, I feel like that takes away so much from the subtlety that this game could have had. I like the idea of the coordinates mechanic and being able to find, like, graffiti telling us where to find notes and such. But the moving around is so painful that it got to a point where if I saw something and it wasn't close by, I was just like, forget it, I don't even care. We never did figure out how to get to that note that was on that peak with the gap between it. And the thing is, most of those notes weren't even worth the reward. A lot of the time it was just telling us things we already knew. And the voice acting really, like, it killed the mood at points, even from Sean Bean. I mean, he was really, really good at points, but some of them just felt like, okay, he is doing one take per note and that is it. And the way the story is communicated to us is so much... It's so much tell instead of show. Some of these things are really long-winded, where I would just, like, mute my audio and just sit there and, you know, drink my water while I wait, like, 5 minutes for the narration to end. And that's not something you want to do in an interactive medium. This probably would have worked better as a book, honestly. And because some of these visuals would have been better described than seen, it's so cliche, like the paranormal elements in the way they're presented. Now, I will say that I did enjoy the sort of SCP take on it, and how it used various... I won't even say red herrings, because it draws from, like, local mythology, from scientific potential explanations to the paranormal to otherworldly. And as far as I can tell, we never really got an answer as to the nature of what's going on here, thus remaining a mystery, but showing us enough that we realize it's so much more disturbing than we could have thought. And so I'm really a fan of that. It's cool how every time you think you've found the answer, you realize that there's, like, another level to it. One thing about the story I still don't understand, though, is just what was going on in the end there. Were we seeing the events of the night these people were killed? Because that should predate even the notes of the character that was speaking to us directly, right? There's a real sense of madness there. He claims his actions were necessary, but we don't know what those actions were. Yeah, the TV tropes page has got, like, pretty much nothing. That's usually my go-to for when I'm obsessing with a game after it's done. And I guess it does deserve credit for getting me this curious. I mean, I was interested in learning what was going on here. I just wish it was a little more subtle in some of its visuals, and I wish it felt like a reward for exploring rather than a punishment. I mean, in your exploration game, in such a wide open setting, I feel like you should want to look around instead of being given hints to where things are and thinking, dude, I don't feel like walking all the way over there. I also kind of appreciate how the entire map is accessible from the beginning, and it's up to you to explore in whatever order or whatever pace you desire. However, I think that sort of shoots the story in the foot a little bit, simply because I felt like each of the major discoveries kind of had to tell us more of what we already knew in a slightly different way, because you can experience it in any order. And so the story comes off as very weirdly paced, and it's probably the biggest reason why it doesn't feel like it really reaches any conclusion. I can definitely see why people were split on this game, and I'm pretty split on it myself. But if you like this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more creepy and comfy content. If you have any ideas for other videos you think I should do, the best place to suggest that will be at the Discord, which I will link in the description. If you want to try this game out for yourself, that link will also be in the description. If you want to support me on Patreon, that link will be in the description. And as always, I will see you in the next one.